Matt is wearing a retro Raptor, I guess, sweater.
Yes, sweater.
With the old Raptor and the purple and the red, and
that might be deemed as a hoodie.
It is a hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
Upon
Isn't
second
a sweater a hoodie at the same?
Not to the cool kids. You wear hoodies or sweaters. The geeks wear the sweaters. Cool kids wear the hoodies.
Ashton, what are you wearing right now?
It's a shirt.
It's long sleeve and there's
Shirt.
no hood on it.
It's not a sweater.
It's a sweater.
It's a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think you're picking hairs here, pal.
Welcome to Gone Gaming. I'm Luca,
I'm Ashton.
And I'm Matt.
and we are your uninformed source for gaming news. This is a record 2 times in a row here with Matt.
I know.
Who would have thought? Actually, most people would have thought I am part of this podcast.
Yeah.
I'm
It's just
part
been
of
a
the
rough
team.
few weeks, that's all.
Yeah, those movies, man, they get you.
Well, we talked about that last time.
Yeah, I was
You
watching the Screen
Locking
Actors
yourself in
Guild.
the basement. Oh, were you?
Yeah, I watched it yesterday. Or Sunday. Did anyone watch it?
No.
No,
Should've.
I heard that the Stranger Things kids or the show did
They're
really
awesome.
well.
Those
Yeah.
kids are amazing.
I've been telling you to watch that since it came out.
I'm on the second episode. I'm trying.
No, you're joking.
Well,
You've watched
No.
more than 2 episodes.
no, just 2. There's only 8. Don't act like there's a 24
I
season.
know, but I
episodes
talked to you
it.
like a week or 2 ago. 2 weeks
and
ago.
I was on 2.
I literally started it on Friday, and I'm like, I don't have time this weekend. I finished it by the end of the weekend.
I haven't watched an episode yet.
Sorry, I'm not single.
Doesn't have anything to do with it.
Sure.
My family was over. They're visiting from the
Shows you hate
U.S.
your family.
No,
You don't
no.
spend time with them.
I was there till 11 o'clock when when the family went to bed, the kids went to bed, and then I stayed up from 11 till 2 o'clock the first night,
I'm not
and
gonna do
then I woke up at 7 the next morning.
I'm not gonna do that.
It's that good of a show. What
To be
It is,
fair,
but I'm not gonna do that.
your track record hasn't been the greatest, Luca,
are you talking about?
for recommendations.
Oh, you're going to go after me now.
Hold on, he's actually pretty good. So
I
I'm
know.
very
He's-
curious to hear
he's
this.
actually a tough critic. I like just to see his reaction because you saw how bothered he got the minute I questioned his
I'm going
credibility.
through stuff.
But
I'm going through stuff.
But there's got to be an example that you have.
I don't have one.
He just likes to trigger me.
Yeah, I'm just trolling out here.
You
You're
son
a
of a
terrible
bitch.
person.
So, for anyone wondering why we're talking about Stranger Things in movies, because the theme of this podcast is going to be video game movies.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you remember Christmas time, there was a big release of Assassin's Creed.
I thought we were talking Star Wars.
That happened at Christmas time too.
I
Yes.
did not prepare for this at all.
That's okay. We're winging it.
Are we going back to Rogue One?
Nah.
I don't think you prepared much for that one.
I'm not prepared for anything. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no. So we're talking video game movies. Assassin's Creed launched.
Yes.
It dropped. And it didn't fare well at all.
According to who?
The box office.
Okay.
A video game movie not doing well?
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
I heard it was decent by
Well-
people that actually watched it,
So here's the thing.
not robots or critics.
Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 18.
Not great.
That's pretty bad.
Now, what about the
Users?
viewers? Yeah,
Yeah.
user scores.
54.
But was
Well,
it
that's a lot better.
54, that's not good though.
No, but that's much better than 18.
Yes.
Okay.
But 54 is
It's
still
not bad.
Usually,
That means there was enough of them to kind of enjoy it, where there's good parts, because it got over 50.
well, it's weird. Rotten Tomatoes, their critics are usually pretty harsh. And the user scores a lot friendlier. It's a lot more forgiving.
Yeah,
But a movie like Moonlight has almost 98% or 99%.
of course it does.
But the the user score has at 88.
Of course it does, because
Yeah.
that's the movies that critics love.
Yeah, it's weird. I would have thought
Anything with
it
a
would've been
fun,
similar.
unbelievable story, not unbelievable, like it's amazing, just like it's not believable, I guess.
Yes,
that's the right
not
term.
believable is also.
Sure. Then critics hate it.
Yeah, and it's a very artsy film.
And
the
it's
way
also-
it's directed.
Well, what, Moonlight?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, I'm talking about like anything that, is in just a different world they don't like.
Well,
And it'd be any time where you have kind of weird sci-fi stuff
Or humor.
or humor, they don't like. And it's mainly because all these movies, such as Assassin's Creed, I guarantee you no critic wanted to see that movie, but they need to because
Yes,
it's part of
okay.
their job.
And
Now-
it probably sucked.
now are you basing
I'm
this?
sorry. That probably sucked.
Are you
Maybe.
basing this on the fact that it doesn't do well at awards
No.
time, or are you talking about critic scores?
Just critic scores.
Well,
Because
critics
I don't
usually-
necessarily agree with that. Because if you look at Batman's The Dark Knight trilogy,
Mm-hmm.
their scores and their critic scores fared very well. If you look at Avengers, fared very well.
Yeah.
A
The
lot of the
critics gave-
Marvels, yes.
Really?
I
Yeah.
wouldn't think.
But
they
now
did.
with the problem is with these with Rotten Tomatoes, they probably take like people from like MTV trying to appeal to the hipper generation.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes takes everybody. It takes all the reviews that you have any, I guess, credibility, and it aggregates it. So based on how many people give it a positive review or a negative, and that's how they get and determine. It's not like Rotten Tomatoes gives it its own score. It's
Right.
based on how many reviewers enjoy the movie and give it a positive spin opposed to a negative.
Well, so it's just positive versus negative. So if a
Yeah.
movie everyone's generally giving it like a 6 out of 10 or like a 3 out of 5,
It's going to be favorable.
and if everyone did it, it would get 100% on Rotten.
Exactly. If every single critic that reviewed the movie gave it a positive score, it would be 100,
I don't like that.
right? So it's just a gauge to see more people are for it than against it.
See, like I would give like a movie a 3 if it was good. Nothing special.
Out of 5 or 10.
Out of 5.
Okay.
I'd
I've
give it
always
like
liked
just
the
over
5. I've always liked the 5.
Yeah, the 5 is kind of, or the thumbs. The thumbs is more like the Rotten Tomato things.
Well, the thumbs one was weird when they gave it like 2.5 thumbs. Like,
Wasn't
why are
it
you
just-
giving it
Where
half
did you
of
get
a
that?
thumb?
Yeah, where would you
Wasn't-
get that half thumb?
Wasn't it just 2 thumbs?
It was Siskel and Ebert, and then
So where the
Rogers.
hell did the half thumb
Roger and
come
Ebert.
I'm just saying, I've seen people say like it's 2.5 thumbs.
Well, let's not
Out
talk
of-
about those people. Let's talk about Roger and Ebert, where they give actually 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, they're
What
great.
I really liked about those guys,
I think it was Siskel and
Siskel
Ebert.
and Ebert. Did I say Roger and Ebert?
You said Roger. No, that's actually what came after Siskel and Ebert.
But not Cisco and Ebert.
No, Siskel's. I made that up because
Yeah.
he was and if you remember, he was a
Who let the
R&B
dogs out?
singer.
Yeah,
no,
he's the
no.
thong song. Never forget.
Thong
it.
song. Thong song, yeah.
Sorry.
Thong to thong thong thong.
That's the guy.
He just wanted to see some thongs.
Do you blame him?
Thongs are beautiful.
Is he in jail? I feel like Cisco's in
He
jail.
more than likely is in jail. Yeah.
It's a bit of a stereotype there, Matt.
It's not stereotype at all. I
Holy.
think he went to
Tone
jail.
that down.
I think he went to jail.
Sure, he did.
Let's take a look at this.
Ashton is doing his social justice warrior
Mm-hmm.
impression right here.
The staunch.
What I
liberal.
enjoyed about it was Roger Ebert, not Roger and Ebert. Jeez, I'm an idiot. Siskel and Ebert. What I enjoyed about them and their reviews is, if I'm not mistaken, one of them liked a certain few genres of movies where the
Like
opposite,
adult.
maybe the
Both of them
the,
apparently
the
really.
opposite, like the other genres that the other one didn't like. So they had positive reviews for kind of each movie, unless it really sucked.
Yeah.
And then you had the other one giving the negative side, so you got a good equal balance for the movie, which is great. That's what made them work.
Oh, okay.
You know, like, for example, I'm just throwing this out there, and I'm sure anyone's going to correct me, but say Siskel liked horror movies and Roger Ebert hated them. So anytime a horror movie comes out, he would favor it more and find the good qualities of what makes a good horror movie. But if you generally don't like horror films, you're going to think the movie's terrible.
I love horror movies.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's not in.
You
He's
said
not
horror,
in jail.
right?
Your
Cisco,
mind is in a certain track today?
Cisco's not in jail. Can confirm.
Siskel.
Shocking.
The reviewer or the singer?
The singer.
I'm getting confused right now.
Yeah, clearly. So here's another thing. Warcraft.
Yes, I did
Came
not
out.
see that one.
Right.
I didn't watch it either. It looked okay.
That could have been because it was like CG'd and
Yeah, so IMDb has it 7 out of 10.
Ooh,
Rotten Tomatoes
wow.
has it at a 28, and Metacritic has it at 32.
What do the user scores have?
I'm gonna go look at the user score on
I thought you were there already.
no, I just opened it up. 72 on Rotten Tomatoes.
There you
User
go.
score liked it, and I've talking to a couple friends who have played Warcraft and are big followers of it, and they enjoyed the movie. They
So
said,
what you're saying is you can actually appease the fan base from the video games in the film form of I guess the story of Warcraft. And
yeah, I guess, right? Like, remember Doom, the movie Doom?
I saw the
With The
trailer.
Rock?
Dwayne Johnson?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw the trailer and they went like, I guess it's cool that they tried to incorporate some of the game with the first person, but it looks so stupid.
Yeah. There's been a few different ones. Resident Evil had one. They had
Oh my.
their trilogies, which I gave up on.
I enjoyed that series, but it went a little far.
Okay, so I haven't seen it. I saw the trailer. I'm like, this is not Resident Evil.
Wait,
Like,
for the new one or
no,
in
for
general?
any of the Resident Evils.
No,
It never felt like when I played the game, I was scared. And like when you watch these trailers, like the main, the hero of the movie is, and this is like stereotypical for all video game movies. They're like this badass, they like wink just before they shoot someone. They got like a ton of guns. They play some crazy techno music in the background. And they're always just like these super smart pricks, in my opinion.
Right.
And they just don't. They don't go with how the games were. Like Resident Evil, you were scared. You were the character in some form. You were Leon or whatever is Chris Redfield or what was it? You were those characters, but you were scared while you were playing it. And these, I don't know.
Resident Evil, I think for the time when it came out, I enjoyed the movie. Like it was a character named Alice, and you're like, all right, this isn't Jill Valentine. This isn't Chris Redfield. Like, what's going on here? So, and it didn't involve the house. It kind of did, but it wasn't really the house. It had the hive, which was cool.
Had Umbrella Corps.
Well, better. Had the what's it called? The liquor?
Liker, I think it was, wasn't it?
Liker?
I can't remember.
Liquor
I know
sounds
Luca's
wrong,
going
but I'm
with
going with liquor.
Yeah. The liker, maybe. Yeah, that's it. So it had that, which was really neat. But and obviously the zombies. So that was cool. I did enjoy it. It had Raccoon City, obviously. That's what it said. But one thing I noticed is a lot of video game movies don't really stick to the stories of the video games, and I wonder if it has to do with some sort of copyright where the people who wrote the game own that story. So you're using the name, you're using the likeness of the characters when you're writing the movie, but it's always an adaptation, right? So you want to adapt the game into a movie so it is watchable.
Yeah.
Because not everything you can take from a video game will work if you plot it out as a movie. Although I think we say that a lot where you're playing the game, you're like, man, this will be an awesome movie. Or this feels like a movie.
This cutscene is a movie.
Yeah,
Just put this like shot for shot. You don't need a storyboard. You have the video game. You take it with you. Record what you just saw. Shoot that.
It really has gotten to that point.
Like Uncharted 2, playing it, a lot of the times I was playing, I thought to myself, this is like a movie. And it's playing out like a movie. But if and when, because I think they've lost the director again for Uncharted, that movie comes out, it's going to be a completely different story. They're just going to use the names, the places, and maybe a few tidbits of what the games are about.
I look at what they do with these games that they can make such great movies out of. It feels like kind of when comic book movies were pretty terrible, like, I don't know, the first Spider-Mans.
The first ones weren't that bad.
They're good for their time, but when you look back, they don't really.
Yeah, for their time, I enjoyed them, but the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, I think, are terrible now.
Hold on. Outside of Spider-Man 3, like we're talking the original trilogy with Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst. Outside of 3, 1 and 2 weren't bad. They were enjoyable. I still can go watch it and not be brutally disappointed.
Yeah.
Well, the quality from then, it's been a lot better.
Yeah,
when you compare the original with Tobey Maguire to Andrew Garfield,
I prefer
and the Amazing Spider-Man.
I prefer the Tobey Maguire ones.
Really?
I hated.
I didn't mind Andrew
Garfield. Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
What you got against Andrew Garfield?
I didn't mind.
I didn't like him.
Emma Stone?
I didn't care for him as Spider-Man. I didn't like what they were doing with him. Uncle Ben not saying with great power comes great responsibility.
Because you've heard it 1,000 times.
But that's a fundamental part to the character. That's like seeing
Bruce Wayne's parents getting shot every movie. You don't need it anymore. We know it happened.
Sure, but he has to say, I'm Batman. Just like in Batman Begins, he says, I'm Batman. As corny as it is, it's a fundamental key to the character.
It's a huge line.
That's the foundation.
Yeah, but if it doesn't drop in the movie, it doesn't bother me.
It goes deeper than that. That is the
because it's not said in every comic book.
No, but that goes to the foundation of what Spider-Man is. It's a teenage kid. Yes, it's a teenage kid with this great power, and he has the responsibility of being a hero as well as dealing with everyday life.
I will counter you with the new Captain America movie when you meet Spider-Man.
This is going to be dangerous here,
right? Mm-hmm. He says something along those lines, but doesn't say those exact words. He actually just explains his situation. So he's like, okay, I got these powers. I'm faster. I'm stronger.
Yes.
But doesn't mean I was never good at football, so doesn't mean I'm going to join the football team or the track team, right? Just because he has the abilities doesn't mean he can. That's exactly saying he's got this power, but he's got to be responsible with it. It's using that phrase, but in a different way. That I prefer. He doesn't have to say those lines over and over again.
But when you're that's different. You're introducing a character.
What do you mean that's different?
Hear me out before you get all antsy-pantsy.
You really got me antsy.
Let the anger out, Ashton.
When you are taking a character in a world that's already developed and they've come out and said, we're not doing an origin story, that's one thing. But when you take and you reboot and you do an origin story and you don't use that fundamental line, that's a knock on the film.
It's pretty important, that line. I'm with Matt on this.
That is the whole core of Spider-Man.
Let it out, Matt.
Touche.
Just let it out.
I will. But yes, back to what we were saying with video game movies.
This is what I was about to go to. The quality, there was a standard set. I think it came with Iron Man, the original Iron Man.
Yeah.
Was there another big... Isn't that when the Marvel movies really started with the first Iron Man?
John Favreau pretty much kicked it all off.
Yeah, he was great call with him.
Yeah, I think we're waiting for the video game version of Iron Man. And then from then on, people are going to see how great these stories are. We don't need to change much. You stick to the source content, like the comics or the video game. You're going to have great stories. You don't have to make up stuff as a director because you want some giant spider to fight someone.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think the industry is waiting for one movie to kind of lead the way and realize that there's a place for it in Hollywood. Because if you look at a lot of the games, like Uncharted, which we've mentioned, it's very similar to Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, right? There was the Tomb Raider movie with Lara Croft or with Angelina Jolie, which also sucked.
Which once again had the winking and the gun shooting and the quirkiness.
Of course.
And the large magnums.
You even look at clever. I like what you did there. But even if you look at Metal Gear Solid, I think Metal Gear Solid could be a great video game.
Metal Gear would be amazing.
Right? It's a very much it's a political conspiracy espionage film, which James Bond kind of plays along those lines. You've had tons of movies, and I think you can incorporate a Metal Gear story onto film.
Yeah. Well, Hideo Kojima is a big film buff, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right. So I think he's gotten a lot of his ideas. What, Escape from New York or Escape from LA? Which one was it?
One of those.
Snake.
Well, the guy's name's
Plissken,
Snake. Yeah.
Plissken, right? So I mean, a lot of video games were inspired by movies. Now we have to go the other way. I think there's great stories on video games. Get them out there.
I think The Last of Us would be that movie.
That would win
called
awards.
The Road.
Never heard of it.
Thanks, Matt.
I'm just letting you know.
Is it a book or a movie?
It's a book and a movie. It's very, very similar to The Last of Us.
Sure, but if we're talking about
alarmingly
making
similar.
a video game movie,
No, I agree. The Last of Us needs to be done.
that's what should be done. That would
Absolutely.
be because even Uncharted, like I said, with Uncharted, the video games, the first two, there's a lot of like mythical themes to it, which I think would play lousy in the film because then they're going to overuse that and it's going to be like, this is terrible. That will turn into Tomb Raider.
That'll be their crutch. They'll crutch on it. This is all about monsters as opposed to Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
Owing a lot of people probably money. He's done some bad things to people. Basically Han Solo and Indiana Jones combined.
Ooh.
Ryan
Really what it
Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds would be a perfect Nathan Drake.
Yes. I'll agree to
Just
that.
the witty sarcasm.
What do you think about Chris Pratt, though?
Yeah, Chris Pratt could do it too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He could do it too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Ryan Reynolds would be a very good Nathan Drake.
Yeah. But I think if you're going to kickstart like that movie, that pinnacle movie for video games, I think that's the one to do it.
Uncharted or Last of Us?
Last of Us. 100%.
The fact that Uncharted is already having this many problems with directors and holding people, it's scary.
Last of Us could be done so well and very simply because it's a story at its core about a father and a daughter.
The only thing that might get lost on people, there's a lot of people, zombies are popular, but I think there's a lot of people that no matter what comes out, no matter how good, they're going to hate the zombie, side of this movie.
That theme.
The theme, yeah. So
were they even really zombies?
They
though?
weren't zombies, but
They were just infected.
if I'm watching a commercial, I've never heard
you
of
can
it.
make that argument with the zombies infected.
Yeah.
They were
just
not
had,
alive.
the
They were
clicker.
dead.
They had the clicker and then they had the walker.
Yeah.
That's what.
And you
Resident
don't feel
Evil is.
bad murdering them.
And
Lots of them.
Resident Evil isn't it some sort of bioweapon that was unleashed on these people? They're not
Essentially.
zombies, but
Yeah.
Well,
that's what
I know
we
The
call them.
Last of Us, it's
Zombies a
cordyceps.
loose term.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The Last of Us was the cordyceps, which they actually took from an ant. It's an actual cordyceps that affects an ant, and the ants will die and then come back to life with it all infected and mutated.
is it like
It's a real
parasite?
thing.
It's a parasite,
Cool.
right?
Essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I was thinking for The Last of Us?
Mhm.
Hugh Jackman as Joel.
Did you see that picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Wait, which
And
picture?
since I saw that, I
It was
couldn't
the
get it out.
side-by-side picture of Ellie and Joel and, whatever her name is outside
Ellen
of
Page?
was
it Ellen Page
no. And
Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman is Logan and that girl in the movie X-23 sitting in the car almost like in the exact same pose
Really?
as The Last of Us. It looks amazing.
And they did a side by side comparison, and you're
It
just
blows
like,
your mind.
you're like Hugh Jackman could be Joel.
Yeah.
He could do it right then and there, and he'd be great because he's a very good actor.
All right. So what we need to do is we need to pool about $200 million.
Together.
Kickstarter.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna start. Actually, we're not gonna start a Kickstarter.
No.
We won't get 200 million. Maybe 150, not 200.
But there's a few different games they could go through to make a movie. Like, what about Mass Effect?
Now,
We're starting to play with the sci-fi.
Mass Effect is like, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Ashton obviously has got that on me, but I'm a big Star Wars fan. But Mass Effect, when I was playing that game, I'm like, this is a cooler universe than Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
It's got so much to it. And if that came out, I'd buy a ticket. Oh, here's the picture, Ashton.
It's
Damn.
great, right?
That's crazy.
Right?
That's crazy. No, but Mass Effect, and it's one of those series that you can go through. With a game like Mass Effect, you can start a whole story arc. And you know how these comic book movies like Spider-Man, they have Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and now they have some new kid. I don't know his name yet.
Tom Holland.
What?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. So Tom Holland. So now they have 3. Mass Effect, the way the first trilogy went, it kind of basically ended the whole series, but gave opportunity for a whole new series to begin.
Kind of like the ending of Uncharted 4.
I'm trying to remember what happened at the end.
Well, the end of Uncharted
Really?
4, his brother
Oh,
and
yeah,
Sully
yeah. Okay.
talk, and they ask him, how well's your Portuguese?
Uh-huh.
And then it leaves the possibility as well for Nathan and what's his wife's name?
Yes.
Her daughter.
Yes.
To kind of take over.
That's right.
And,
I think it's Karen. It's not Karen.
no.
I know it's not Karen.
I thought it was Ellen or Helen or something like that, or Ellie.
Helen might be. Whatever.
What is
We're
her
getting
name?
too hung up on this.
Not sure.
Yeah, all right.
Call her
but Mass
Josephine.
Effect- Josephine's never a bad name. How would you feel if a Splinter Cell game was made into a movie, right? They're all based on books, a lot of those games.
Yeah,
I
Tom
would, I would,
Clancy's.
I don't know. I would care less for Splinter Cell. I'd rather Metal Gear. It's both espionage.
It just
Stay
seems
in
like
the
a
dark.
standard, like any sort of military
It's
movie with the
Jack
spy.
Reacher. It's been made.
But maybe that's what we need to kickstart it, right? A simple run-in-the-mill
Yeah, but
game.
Tom Clancy, he writes books, so that would be a book adaptation, not a video game. Anything Tom Clancy
touche.
does will be a book
Yeah,
adaptation.
Yeah.
true story. What about SOCOM?
Once again, there's no like
Army.
story to
There's
it.
like 100 movies
I think-
about
Yeah.
SOCOM.
I think it's called Black Hawk Down.
Yeah. Call of Duty, yeah.
Yeah, same thing, right?
Same thing. So yeah, you need these gripping games,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like The Last of Us, Uncharted. The one game that I'm thinking it's either gonna be really good or really terrible would be a Zelda game, like
Yes,
Ocarina
Zelda.
of Time. It's just weird with like the elf angle on it, but Link doesn't talk normally.
I don't think that game would work. I see where your mind is at, and I like your idea, but the thing that made that game so good was the puzzles in it. At least for me, it was the actual experience of figuring out the puzzles and how to do the things you needed to do to
Having
accomplish
cool
it.
weapons and needing a new weapon to get further.
I
in
don't
the
know.
game.
The Legend of Zelda cartoon was amazing in the 90s.
It was pretty hilarious.
That had story. That was at least a full season, right?
It did, but it goes back to my point of Ocarina of Time. It was more about the involvement you had in the story, or the immersive experience you had figuring out the puzzles and getting the gear and how to fix the master sword or the
Right.
giant sword so it didn't break.
Well,
Little things like that, but the story wasn't insanely
Yeah, that's
deep.
more adventure, running around.
I don't know about that though.
doing quests.
The world's all normal, and then Ganon comes along and he does something where the fundamentals of the world have changed, and Link is going between a couple different worlds or types of, or times, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think it could play well because it's with a movie you can't take every element, every part of the story of a game because it would run way too long, right?
And the big problem I have with Zelda is it would give Link a voice.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Right?
I'm not
And
sure
see,
how I feel about
This
it.
kind of goes to my point with,
Unless he's a mute.
and this is where I'm going to play devil's advocate on the whole
Wow,
video game.
Link's voice in the animated series was pretty good.
No one remembers that but Ashton.
Yeah.
No one even brought
I
that up.
loved that series.
It was
You
like
actually
the
did?
Mario
I
cartoon.
never watched it.
I have it on DVD downstairs.
It's pretty cool.
That's ridiculous. It was like the Mario cartoon as well.
I have that one too.
Yeah. Well,
And let me guess, you loved it?
I liked it.
Oh. I thought you were just going to go
Sonic
see
even had a cartoon show.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Yeah.
The new one's weird.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to, and what I was going to say,
Knuckles
I'm going to
does
play
steroids. Sorry.
devil's advocate here. The one issue I'll have with video game movies is these characters are so iconic and you know them for more than just their look, but their voice even. Like David Hayter, for as long as I know and live.
What do you mean, Kiefer Sutherland? You mean Kiefer Sutherland?
No. It was one of the reasons I didn't like Metal Gear Solid 4.
Or 5.
5, sorry.
And it's a fair one. It's still tough listening to Kiefer. Like, Kiefer's cool, but...
It was great hearing Kiefer on that game, but again, to me, David Hayter's Snake.
He's Snake. And the fact that the minute you go and put that on screen, you're going to sit there and say, well, why the hell is it not Snake? It doesn't sound like Snake.
Yeah.
Well, that's the best thing about the Zelda movies. You don't know how Link sounds, so whoever they get is fine.
Yes, sure, true. But then the minute it goes into a game and they decide to give Link a voice, and now it's not that voice, people are going to cry that it's not that voice.
So they should make the movie first before they add it in the game.
Maybe. I think. Why not? It even goes back to Drake. Nathan Drake, his voice.
His voice is pretty iconic.
Right?
Yeah.
Nolan North does a fantastic job with Drake. And the minute you go to screen, it's not him.
Yeah.
Right? As great as Ryan Reynolds would be, it's not him.
So, sticking on topic, question for you guys. We are talking about video game movies. What is your favorite video game? There's got to be one that came out. Now, I'm not saying one that's good. I don't care about
that's where I'm going to go with mine.
Right? I don't care about the scores, how well it did. Just when you watched it and you saw it for the first time, it did something for you.
Okay,
What's your favorite video game? I think I know Matt's because I think we talked about this.
You won't know mine.
It's going to be Mario Brothers.
You?
No, his.
No, I think I know yours. So I'm curious, Luca, what's yours?
No.
We'll save
yours?
him.
Okay, so Matt, what's yours?
It's not actually special. I don't know why I'm bigging it up. It's actually, I just don't think you'd get it.
It'd probably be Mortal Kombat. The first one.
I was thinking Street Fighter for you.
No, that movie sucked.
That was terrible.
It was the worst
But you brought it up the other day that you love Street
I love Street Fighter. I just hate the movie.
Okay.
Why is Jean-Claude Van Damme the main character and Ryu and Ken these like sub part people in it when everyone knows they were the main characters in the story?
Right.
Who was Jean-Claude Van Damme in the movie again?
He was Guile.
Oh, yeah. That just doesn't make any sense.
That movie was beyond bad.
Yeah, I remember watching it like at my friend's house. He had it on VHS. I don't know if he recorded it off TV or whatever. It was just made no sense.
No, it was terrible. I'd say the first Mortal Kombat. I think the first Mortal Kombat would be my favorite video game movie.
So as much as I've ripped all these movies, I guess because I was young and I a video game movie, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to like it regardless.
That's right.
That techno song is pretty cool. I'm not going to lie to you. As much as I rip every other movie for having some like high paced, like
in Mortal Kombat?
Yeah. That
I
Mortal
have
Kombat
the soundtrack. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's you know what? I respect the fact that they threw in the voices from the actual game into the techno remix.
Yeah, you had to.
So it's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it's not. But for a video game movie at that time too, it wasn't the worst thing ever.
I love how that's the standard for a video game movie. It wasn't the worst. It's because the fact of the matter is most video game movies are garbage.
Yeah, it wasn't an air ball. Like he hit the rim and it bounced out.
Yeah, it didn't go in though.
No, not at all. It didn't go in.
It was the back of the rim popped straight up and out.
Yeah, the second Mortal Kombat movie though,
Annihilation,
it was the worst movie ever. Easily one of the worst movies you'll ever watch.
I think I've suppressed that from my memory.
Yeah, that was a good idea. I'd sooner watch Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, don't trash
every day of the
Arnold.
week. Yeah, I love that movie. Don't worry, I love that movie every day of the week. Then have to watch Mortal Kombat 2.
You know, I forgot they made the Double Dragon movie.
Yes, that's right.
It got 8% on Rotten Tomatoes.
We need to watch this movie.
94. God bless the 90s.
Guys, we're gonna watch Double Dragon. I need to watch this.
All right, so we're gonna save Lucas for last year.
It's nothing special. I don't know why.
Well, you've built it up to be something special, so we're gonna save you for last.
That's my bad. I'm sorry.
I have my original one would have to be Mortal Kombat as well. So I'm actually surprised you said that.
I thought
Super Mario Brothers was like there for me when it came out because it's Mario on screen. It was awesome. But when Mortal Kombat came out, I had it on PC. My brother and I, we just were amazing. Like we destroyed in that game, and so we were so into it. And especially being a young age, it was out in 95.
And you weren't old enough to go into the theater and watch it, I believe.
Well, I wasn't alone, but my dad took me, so it was all right. And I'm sure he did not enjoy that movie at all.
Oh, if he had any sort of like vision.
I think he took a nap. But no, Mortal Kombat was great. Goro to me was the only thing that's kind of like, oh, it looks pretty shitty.
But everything else
But
was cool.
everything else was great.
The Liu Kang fight with
And
Sub-Zero.
all I cared about was Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Yeah,
and they
of
did a
course.
great job with
They
them.
did a pretty good job with them.
I will say on a side note later on, and I almost forgot about this.
Don't go into my movie if you do.
No, well, I hope maybe I am, but I doubt it. More of an animated one, Final Fantasy Advent Children,
It was just looking at that, yeah.
which is again takes characters from Final Fantasy VII, which I'm a huge fan of because I have that connection playing that game. That was the first PlayStation game I ever got. When that movie came out, I thought it was amazing.
Well, Resident Evil had an animated one too with Leon, and it
I
was
think
actually
so.
pretty good. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep, it was actually quite
now
enjoyable.
that you
Street
mention it.
Fighter even had an animated movie that was
They had a
pretty
Well,
bunch
they
good.
have a lot. I have one. I have
Yeah.
Street Fighter Alpha.
Yeah, I have I've seen
not
Street
bad.
Fighter 2. Now, before you give us your movie, Luca.
It's not.
Man,
you guys
we're
are so
really-
hyping it. It's not even. It might even have a terrible Rotten Tomatoes score. I don't know.
It's,
That's okay.
Does anyone remember the fact that Hitman Agent 47 came out in
Oh,
2015?
Yeah.
I wanted to watch that.
That's how bad video game movies have been.
In 2015 as well? There's
Yeah.
one in 2007.
Yep.
Oh, Agent 47.
Agent
Yeah.
47, which was Hitman,
Yeah.
in 2015, and nobody remembered. There was a Max Payne movie in 2008.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, I
Now
remember.
hold on. He might like one of these terrible
Yeah,
movies.
you're ripping the movies.
Sorry.
Now I got to
Let's-
change. No, but I was looking through a list of all these game movies and just trying to see which ones I've watched because just by trailers, I typically won't watch a movie because I know it's going to be bad. But the one trailer, and I forgot about it until I saw it, was the Silent Hill movie.
Yeah.
It was when I watched a trailer and I started remembering it, I'm like, this is closer to what it feels like playing the game. You don't know where you are. You're in the hazy town of Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And it's just like the character is scared like you were, and you can connect. It was the closest thing to the video game that I've seen so far.
Right.
It had a great feel. It had a video game feel. It wasn't there like she wasn't going to come out at one point with like 2 machine guns and just start mowing down some ghosts, and they're going to die somehow. Yet they're already dead. Like they
Right.
didn't cop out just for like a, just like a massive explosion movies. Like
Michael
a
Bay
Jason,
didn't direct it.
Michael Bay movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, are we like where everything just sets on fire?
Well, it explodes.
Yeah, good old
A
Michael
ghost
Bay.
explodes.
Or uses other cuts and scenes from other movies and splices them in.
Yeah, because Michael Bay.
Staying on topic with, I'm going to segue here a little bit, go off track, because we don't do that
I
at
don't know
all.
what you're doing here.
Okay.
I'm
So
worried.
staying on scary movies,
Okay. Don't do this to me.
I want to know. I got a lot of questions for you guys.
Yeah.
I want to know what game you played that scared you the most. And I'm going to take PT out of it because PT was bloody
That's
scary.
the only one that I.
But the only reason being is because I want to know, like, when you were younger playing games, what game scared you the most? And PT just came out not that long ago.
Well, PT is the scare. After I played PT, nothing else scared me. No movie, no.
That
nothing.
I agree.
Yeah.
That game
It-
was.
It like set my scared level to a new level.
Yeah.
I
Apparently-
gave up on horror games. I never really got into them.
But you haven't played any that scared you?
I have one game that actually terrified me when I was younger.
That's what I want to know.
Manhunt on PS2.
Oh, that game was cool.
Never
That
played that
game,
one.
when I was younger, was scary.
I could see when you're younger.
And it got to the point where I said, I'm not even playing this game anymore. Like, I remember suffocating a guy with a plastic bag in the game. And I was like, this is a little much for me.
Okay, well,
For a 6-year-old Matt.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you know what? This game's kind of freaky. I'm going to pass.
yeah, mine was Barbie's Extreme Adventures. No, mine was Resident Evil 2. That was the first Resident Evil I played,
Yeah.
and I actually got through it all. But then, like, I played other ones after, like Code Veronica, and 4. I played a bit of that, and I never
Code
got scared.
Veronica terrified me when I was younger.
Yeah, the
Really?
thing is-
Because of the giant spiders.
Okay.
so you got a thing for
Well, Resident
spiders.
Evil 1 had the giant snake.
Yeah, snakes aren't as bad as spiders.
No?
Yeah, when you're seeing those, like, giant spiders, you're like, why? Why do I have to shoot you? Why are you giant?
And the thing is, you
nature.
only have like 6 bullets, and yet it takes like 7 to kill them.
Yeah.
So you have to somehow throw in a knife when the
Classic Resident Evil.
sons of
Limited inventory.
yeah. That's what they need to convey in the movies. I haven't seen them, but I'm sure the girl had like 8,000 bullets.
Yeah. Mine is I guess a toss up between Resident Evil 1 and no, the first one.
both scary games.
Like when you're walking around the town and all you see is fog and you're going in and out of the buildings, and every now and then you'll see like something move or a shadow or things that don't really have faces coming at you walking all weird. That was scary as hell.
See, I've never understood the whole scary movie, scary game. Why would you want to put yourself through that? And
People like that. They like that thrill.
like being in that fight or flight mode.
Like
where
playing
you're
PT, it was fun, but goddamn, I was like,
I think
I was a mess.
Yeah. I think it's for the few of us that don't feel anything. So we need to feel sometimes.
so that's what it is.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
I never
empty.
understood that. I would never care to be scared.
It's like my wife. She hates horror films.
Yeah, I
even
hate Halloween.
Stranger Things. She won't watch with me because she doesn't like to be scared.
See, I don't mind suspense.
No, she doesn't like suspense and like anything thriller type.
See, thriller and
won't watch
suspense
them.
is okay.
No, she won't watch.
But
it.
like scary, like pop out and stuff like that. I don't
See,
like
but that
that.
gets old fast.
Yeah, once you
but
get scared
Silent
once,
Hill
you're good.
doesn't have a lot of that. I remember the pop out is just it's the environment and it's just the
Anticipation.
tone and it's like the music that comes. The music is a huge part. If you actually mute like any of the games that you play, they're not scary
Yeah,
at
the
all.
music's huge.
Like something will pop out and you'll be like, oh, I wasn't
Yeah,
expecting.
no, the
Okay.
music is big.
Well, that's what. Yeah, that's
I hate Halloween for that reason alone. People love it, and I
Talking
hate
about the
it.
movie or the event?
All of it.
no like the day.
Yeah, I hate Halloween.
Did
Like-
people walk
Halloween.
around with scary music around your house?
No, like the whole idea of going to a haunted house to get scared. Why would I put
Oh.
myself through
Okay,
that?
well, that's not all Halloween. Halloween's about going to parties, getting drunk, and finding people in sexy costumes.
Yeah, I don't care for it, man. Why you gotta dress up?
I don't know. I like to wear, assless chaps.
Because they're not going to walk around naked, Matt. They're going to be in sexy costumes
Yeah, I just don't care for it.
or assless chaps.
Hey, to each his own, Ashton. I don't know what you're talking
One
about.
of my problems with Halloween is
Repeat what you
Most
said. What are you
I
talking
don't know. There's no evidence of me saying
a
anything.
lot of people spend a good portion of their life pretending to be somebody, and on Halloween it just amplifies it. And I just don't care for it.
I
That
don't
could
think-
explain why I'm alone in my basement on Halloween. I'm really amplifying that.
I don't think a lot of people pretend to be like M&Ms or...
No, but they're not.
No one feels
A
like
lot
an
of
M&M
people
on
aren't
the
true to
inside.
themselves. I feel like a lot of people are fake in a way. Not everybody, but
getting
there's
deep with this.
There's a
This
lot
is
of
getting
people.
a little too deep.
You
There's
are
a lot of-
Talking
ruining
about video game
Halloween.
movies,
Shut
man.
the hell up.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of people out there that aren't necessarily being who they want to be or true to themselves, and they spend too much time trying to fit in and feel part of something rather than just owning who they are. And Halloween just amplifies the whole idea of being able to dress up and filter who you are.
I think you really overanalyze this holiday.
Yeah,
I just hate Halloween.
We really took a left turn somewhere along
we
the
were just
road.
talking about like scary movies, scary video
I know how we
games.
got here. I'm just saying, you hate Halloween.
I
Yeah,
think we're supposed to
I
reel
hate
it
it.
back once we go off topic. We just kept going.
Yeah, because I hate Halloween.
We made a wrong turn and we're not coming back.
Speaking of Halloween, that's not a video game movie.
No,
Although
it's
Mike
not.
Myers, I'm sure, has been in video games.
Well, there isn't there.
There's going to be Friday the 13th
Oh, it's
movie.
Friday the 13th. That's right.
Have you
that's
seen
right.
the trailer for that?
It's been out, I think, on PC for a while.
The game?
Or is it? There's another game. It's like a hacker where you're like 5 or 6 people online, and one of them's Mike Myers or Jason, whoever it is. Is this the same game?
Maybe.
There might have been an early access.
I just
on
saw
PC.
the trailer and it's brutal.
Yeah, I think it's the same game.
Like brutally violent. I don't know about you talking about Manhunt, about choking people, but this is bad.
It looks pretty cool though.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's brutal. That's all.
Yeah.
Not like bad as a terrible video game. I don't know how it plays.
That-
Just it looks brutal.
Here's an idea for a fighting game. Why don't they just put all the evil Halloween villains
So you
in
can-
one game?
So you can beat them
Mortal
up?
Kombat.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So you can beat them up and remove your fear.
yeah, exactly.
Damn you, Jason! You kept me up asleep all night when I was a kid. I'm gonna get you back.
But I don't know, video game movies.
Yeah, we got. We
Yeah,
gotta have a
they're-
good game. We need a video game movie that is properly made,
Mhm.
and someone who's not scared to actually put money into a video game movie. No copping out. A proper director, proper actors, proper writers, and they have to work with the original storyteller from the video game. That's my opinion. That's what I got.
You know what I would like to see? A video game TV show. Like a TV show adaptation of a video game. Because you could draw out the story.
Yeah, but that takes a lot
Right.
more commitment.
Legend of Zelda.
But that's okay, because if you look at it, Amazon and Netflix apparently are buying the most properties right now.
Okay.
More than any studio.
Mm-hmm.
So why not? Why not take a risk or jump at it?
I could see a Netflix.
It could
taking the
it'll
chance.
probably get there.
Right? And you can make it a TV show,
Yeah.
a season,
Netflix
a game.
is the thing is Netflix is a great platform. Like Stranger Things doesn't feel like a regular TV show.
Exactly.
So if they can do something like that, what game would you stretch for that long is the question, right?
You could do a season, a game. Uncharted. You could do a Metal Gear.
But the story, you kind of have to have like a kind of a resolution to a story, no? Wouldn't you after every episode some sort of resolution?
No, not necessarily. When it's a season and you're given to them all at once, you don't need to have it. It's one thing if it's week to week.
It's like
but
someone gets kidnapped, they don't need to be
yeah,
got by the end of the episode.
you can leave it however you want because they know the next episode's falling right away. Right? It's not like you need to end on a cliffhanger or some kind of resolution like you were saying because it's all out there in once. It's like a 10-episode season.
Okay.
You know what's coming next. Episode 2 is right there.
I got a question for you guys.
Hopefully I have an answer.
I don't know, I just thought of this. What would be like the worst video game movie that they could make? Like who would do the best sell job at a video game studio? Being like, yeah, this will be great. And they sell it to like a Paramount or someone. What is like the worst game that can come out as a movie?
I got one.
Which one?
Goat Simulator.
I could see them giving the goat some personality, and it might actually be pretty.
Dude, Angry Birds. Angry Birds became a video game movie.
Yeah, I guess it's all about because the thing is, there's
Sell
not
it to kids.
there's not
stuffed goats.
there's not a heavy following in those games where they're going to be like, you change the source content, they're not going to be angry with
Yeah,
it.
there's nothing to it. It's a goat that goes loose and blows shit up.
Yeah, I'm just
That could be an left field.
But it's a simulator, so no one's gonna take that as a movie
No, but you
seriously.
could take the goat and create a story of the goat, and you find out it's just a dream that the goat.
And it's gonna be labeled "The Goat from Goat Simulator."
Yes.
is the goat like on a farm and then like that cloud bubble comes up and then the
Exactly.
story's told
Yeah.
through the
Bingo.
goat's thoughts.
Or why not have a video game movie about a video game? And like the guy in the video game realizes he's in a video game.
That's too deep for me, man.
It's like Inception, but
Or Wreck-It
video
Ralph.
game. Shit, they did that.
Yeah, they know. Yeah,
God damn it, Hollywood! What haven't they done?
What about Little Big Planet? I can see them making that movie.
yeah. I
Yeah,
would actually see. The thing is, we're trying to come up with bad ones, but it seems like the bad ones have
Might
better
actually
potential
turn out to be good.
because they don't need to adhere by anyone's standard. There's no disappointed fan base.
Okay.
So Little Big
So what's
Planet
a
would be really.
what's a popular game
I don't think they're. Yeah,
that would do
I
terribly?
think
as a
like the
movie?
good ones are the ones that are going to be
Well, that's what
terrible.
I'm saying, right?
Maybe that's why these Prince of Persia's
good
and
one. Oh, that was a movie that sucked.
yeah.
Prince of Persia with Jake Gyllenhaal. What would be a
You
good?
leave Donnie Darko out of this.
What would be a good video game that would suck as a movie?
That's tough. Well,
Oh, I got one. Need for Speed.
they
It
made
was
a
already
movie,
made it.
Yeah, and it sucked.
but there was no story in it.
Because
But
Need for
we're
Speed
talking about
has
ones
no.
that haven't been made, Matt.
Actually, it wasn't that bad of a movie.
It wasn't terrible.
It was pretty bad.
What do you mean? You had Jesse Pinkman in there.
Did he say bitch a lot?
Probably?
Ooh, this is a tough one. What would be one?
I'm trying to
It
think.
seems like we're trying to
Call
find.
of Duty.
Well, that's just a war movie.
Cop out.
Exactly. And it sucked.
I don't know. See, there's
Killzone.
that would still be good.
You just throwing
Well,
names out now?
No, Killzone could be done, and it would just be bad.
I think the more you care about a movie of a game franchise,
Well, Zelda, I think, is a good one. I don't think that would end up, like Matt's saying, I don't think that'll end up turning any good.
Yeah,
or-
you could do it, and
It's a
it just,
great franchise.
or
I don't
Mario
think that'll
Kart,
turn out.
that would kind of be
or how about Star Fox,
talking
a talking fox in space?
frog,
Yeah.
falcon,
It just
yeah, that would just
exactly.
But with like Pixar, like if you gave that to Pixar, they would crush it.
Yeah, a lot of these games were totally crushable
So how come the ones that have been chosen were the terrible ones?
because they're the most popular.
I guess maybe this is why when I see a comic book movie, I'm like, oh, this is good. I find most of them like they're entertaining, and then you have people bitching about it. It's because the fans of the comics don't like the way certain things go. Just like you didn't like the second incarnation of Spider-Man
No, I didn't.
when they didn't have the line from Uncle Ben.
It wasn't just that. There was other issues I had, but
I think that's your only one.
No, I had multiple issues with that movie.
Yeah.
Why is Peter Parker skateboarding? Like, why? He wasn't a cool kid.
Could he do a kickflip?
Yeah, he did a bunch of crazy cool tricks.
And that's awesome. Why wouldn't he be skateboarding?
Because they
That
wanted
wasn't
to make him relatable.
He was more relatable when he wasn't skateboarding.
So you're saying him with the skateboard was like Hans Moleman acting like Bart Simpson
Yeah, exactly.
with a skateboard.
Kiss him, he tastes like a peanut.
Cowabunga.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the direction they went with it.
Yeah.
And the second the second Amazing Spider-Man was so shit.
Mm-hmm.
They trailered that the main villain was going to be the Electro dude or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was in it for maybe like 20 minutes out of the whole movie.
It's usually how it happens.
So bad.
Now, could they make? This is one bad game. Well, sorry, not bad. It was very popular. But one game that I don't think would translate as a movie. Wii Sports.
I was thinking that's the funniest thing. I was thinking that. And I was going to make a comment about it could be about a guy bowling. And then I realized, oh, well, there's Kingpin. That's out. They did that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could have a bowling movie that isn't Kingpin.
Kingpin's a great fucking movie.
But a movie where all they do is play those sports
That'd be
consistently.
hilarious.
Yeah, like, actually, I don't even remember any of the other sports but bowling.
There's tennis, which we have 7
Golf?
days in hell.
Yeah, but this has to be
the
one
point.
movie.
One
One movie that in all encompassing. Is it kind of like Billy Madison, where instead of going through every grade, this kid has to go through every sport to have his
graduate?
proper sport scholarship?
Pass his gym
You know what
credit.
would be fun? A terrible movie, but fun? Tony Hawk, Pro Skater, as a movie.
Where they kind of take it like serious, where they're doing like all those crazy challenges.
But they literally grind everything for like nonstop, doing crazy flips. Right?
Let's just make the most
and
ridiculous
some guy's got
movie.
like an electronic scoreboard behind him. Like he's got the GoPro and the scoreboard.
It'll be literally Jackass meets Tony Hawk.
He's timing his combos to make sure he doesn't run out of the multiplier.
And there's a guy throwing like foam letters up to spell skate that he has to catch while doing tricks.
And every time you mess up, you have to do that crazy tumble.
Yeah.
It gets up and you just always falling. I think that'd be great.
They'd probably run through a lot of actors or stunt doubles because
breaking their limbs.
a lot of those moves are not humanly
Well,
possible.
that's what computers are for.
The news story that would come out during the filming would be Tony Hawk died filming Tony Hawk.
Forget the 900. Like, how many flips could you do in that game?
There's a new record that's beaten 900. It's the 1,022 deaths from the set of Tony Hawk.
Jeez. Apparently he's looking to make a new video game.
Really?
Not with Activision.
I thought he did. Like, I think it's done.
No, he had one that came out and it was terrible, and now he's looking to do another.
Not the one with the board. Like, I think another one's
Okay,
being done.
he had
Tony Hawk Pro
one.
Skater 5.
Did you say he had one game that came out that was terrible?
Recently.
Hey, 1, 2,
Oh.
3 up to
Recently.
4 was pretty good.
Remember the one with the fakes with the plastic skateboard that you actually had to swipe your foot across
Yeah, that
the
was like
center?
the 5th or 6th one. That was bad.
That was a bad point in video games.
That was
You
a
gotta
dark- that was a dark
That
time.
was the bad point. Like, PlayStation came out with the PlayStation Move, which nobody ever paid attention to. Xbox had the Kinect, which, again, the first gen wasn't really that great. The Wii was ushering in that new way to play when everyone was all wanted was just a good game that played well.
Yeah,
That's why Skate came in and took over, and Skate was fantastic.
I tried Skate. I didn't really get into it, but
No, Skate was fantastic.
I just hope someone was there for Tony Hawk after that game was released because I'm pretty sure they lost a ton of money on that.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 came out in 2016. Say 2015 or 2016.
Yeah, it was like the cell shaded one or something like that, right? It wasn't.
No, it was just
I thought that was one with
new
the board.
that came out. No, that wasn't the one with the board.
'Cause
That was
up to
Tony Hawk Ride.
Because up to 4 wasn't bad. Like 3 was really good if I
3
remember
was
correctly.
fantastic.
Which one was the one with like Bam
amazing.
Margera and you had a shopping cart? That's the last one I remember.
Okay, so it went the first 2 or the first 4, which were traditional. You had the time countdown. You had to do get the skate, find the videotapes. That was up till 3. Then 4, they got rid of the time clock.
Was that
runs.
more open world, that one?
Sorta. Then it went Tony Hawk Underground, where you actually it was the
Ooh.
first one where you created your,
Your
own
own
character,
Yeah.
and you were making it through the rankings, and it actually was a very good game. It told a story, it played well, it was great. Then it went Tony Hawk Underground 2, which kind of took on the persona of Jackass. You were the same character and you followed, and it progressed the same story, but now you were rolling with, Bam Margera and all those guys, and you were doing the World Destruction Tour, and you had to do ridiculous things.
Right.
Then came, I think it was like American Wasteland, Project 8, and then Tony Hawk Ride. and Ride was the death of Tony Hawk video games because that board ruined it.
I saw it on the clearance shelves. I think it was the first thing I've ever seen that was a new release and on the clearance shelf.
Yeah. That,
I'm surprised you didn't buy it.
it
You love-
released
you
and went
love the
straight to
clearance
clearance.
I like a good deal.
Dude,
I have
Tony Hawk
6 of them
Ride
in my
was
basement.
so bad.
Yeah.
It was beyond terrible.
I didn't try it.
And that was right at the time when they were trying to reinvent themselves. And Guitar Hero was king.
Well, that's what it was. There's a what do you call them? Like a peripheral? No.
Yeah,
Am I thinking- is that the right term? An accessory.
Yeah.
Everyone loved accessories, and that's what Tony Hawk went with. Like, well, this makes perfect sense. Skateboard accessory, put them together.
Lawsuits
Equals
probably
failure.
from people that have fallen down and they probably broken some hips. And
Do you remember how big the accessory things in video games were, though? Like, Rock Band was huge. When
Yeah.
Rock Band first dropped,
Yeah.
it was okay. So there was like the yearly series. It was the like Tony Hawk was the yearly series that everyone would get what I remember. And then it was Guitar Hero, and then Rock Band's like, you know what? We're not just gonna go with the guitar. We're gonna go with the drums and everything. So that's when I guess the height of the craze was, right?
Make
Yeah.
that a movie.
Rock Band?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad idea.
Well, like a bunch of people don't know how to play an instrument. They get this like learner set.
It's called
Made out of plastic.
Rockstar. Isn't it Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg and Jennifer Aniston?
They're similar themes.
Which one was Tom Cruise? Rock of Ages?
No, that was... Yes,
Yeah.
Rock Ages. It was the musical, I believe.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Talking
Well,
about
not
musicals,
Rock Ages. You're not rocking old people.
Oh my
It's
God.
Rock
Rock
of
of
Why
Ages.
did you have to say musical?
La La Land.
Go ahead, Matt.
So good. So good.
How did you know he was going to
Because
say that?
Matt drove me here today, and
listening
we're
to La
listening
La
to
Land.
the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good, man.
And I'm like, okay, this is happening.
You guys were sharing a moment.
No.
I was not looking Matt in the eyes at all.
You weren't driving.
It was awkward.
You weren't driving a Volkswagen, were you?
No.
All right.
It wasn't uncomfortable, if that's what you're asking.
Oh
I
man,
hate you both.
you love us.
Yeah, like I when I try to think of the bad games, though, nothing Nintendo, because they all have like those characters that can be made fun from like a Pixar or something.
Look what they did with Mario.
Looks amazing, I know.
Ooh, you know what came out today? Bill Burr's new stand-up.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
Bill,
You know what would be
Burr.
cool?
He had a baby.
There'd be
Did he?
Would it be possible to make a video game where you're a stand-up comedian? And you're just like the struggling stand-up comedian, and you have to like it gives you options of jokes, and you have to pick them.
And then when people heckle you, you have to pick an answer for the heckler.
Exactly.
Or how
like
about-
almost like those the Batman game you're playing. Who makes that?
Telltale.
Telltale.
They should do
Like a stand-up comedian game, and it gives you options,
that's interesting.
and you try to make the person laugh.
I like that.
I think that's interesting, but my way I would do it, it would be kind of like a Rock Band thing where it comes with some accessories, like a wallpaper of a brick wall, and you have like your camera. You do like a live Twitch stream, or you stream it through the thing, and you just have like 50 people looking at you while you're doing this stand up, and they can harass you. You'll all hear it through your speakers, right?
Okay.
So you tell your jokes, and you can get heckled or applauded.
Would the DLC be like cocaine?
No, the DLC would be like a tomato launcher. So if you start getting booed so much, if it gets really loud, the tomatoes start being thrown at you.
Do you think stand-up comedians would ever get to that point where they just start doing live sets on social media?
No.
No. They like the crowd, like the actual in person.
I know. I'm just thinking, like, could
That's
ever
what,
get
that's
to
what
that
podcasts
point?
are for, right?
Right. Yeah.
You're just talking to an audience and no one's there to respond.
Well, I mean, if there's a live audience,
Because you get the comment feed too, right?
maybe it's like if I get this many people, I'll do a live stand up this Saturday for my basement.
Yeah.
Might be the
and you
future.
can have the brick wall with the light on you.
Wallpaper, but if you really want to go all out, you grab actual brick and mortar and you build yourself a nice set there.
But that would be pretty cool, right? Like a video game Telltale did where it gives you select options to make jokes.
I think it would be gimmicky.
It
Yeah.
would be super gimmicky.
I can't wait for the Kramer DLC. Michael Richards DLC.
You're gonna have Bill Cosby DLC.
It's like all of them,
Michael
like
Kramer.
the options in red, and then like, come on, are you sure you want to make this comment?
It gives every possible option for you not to do it. Like, are you sure? Think about it.
Your system starts heating up, your console starts heating
Time
up,
keeps on resetting for you to make your choices. Doesn't go down anymore.
and somehow game over is the actual ending of the game. It just says game over.
That you do it, and then it just plays the live audio clipping and video of his set.
It's like, how do you think this should have ended? You're like, no, that can't be it. That can't be it.
Oh man, that was great. That's good. I think we're on to something
You need
here.
to pitch this idea.
Yeah, we should go out and pitch this idea.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, if someone went out and actually created this game, I wouldn't even be mad.
No, I wouldn't. I just want a
would
little.
laugh.
I just want to know I'll know if in your credits you have Gone Gamin or like Ash and Luca Matt just mentioned, just so we know. I don't need the credit. I just want to know that we inspired you to make
This ridiculous video game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm tempted to learn coding right now, just so I can make this.
Stand up
Because it'll be like Goat Simulator. You won't really take it seriously, but it'd be like $10. People are like, yeah, I'm gonna get this game.
I want to be a comedian. I always wanted to know what it was like to get heckled at.
Yeah, I promise.
Virtually
I promised Michael Richards some of that money for his DLC. People will laugh their ass off.
Once you're done playing the game, you became an alcoholic. You're not sure how, but you just did.
It's like
you're really depressed.
It's like Heroin Hero from South Park, chasing the purple dragon.
Yeah, yeah. But on a serious note, drug abuse. If you're suffering, give the right people a call. I don't know.
Hey, Dr. Phil.
That was a good point to say. Some people do go through that.
We're joking around. We're making light of a serious topic. I just want people, if you're struggling, reach out. You know,
yeah, it's true.
Give someone a call.
Yeah.
There's people that care for you.
Not your dealer, because he's just going to want to sell you more drugs.
Yeah, he'll sympathize with you, and his solution will be more drugs.
Yeah, exactly. It's a vicious circle. You feel bad that you're doing drugs, so you do the drugs not to feel bad.
It's a win-win.
I think we're still making light of this situation. As nice as we're trying to be, I still think we're making light of the situation.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna cut around this. So
yeah,
it works
we're
for
gonna have to.
Well,
I don't know.
video game movies.
Yeah, back to the topic after that like half-hour segue of nothing.
Video game
I have
movies.
nothing. I'm just rambling right now.
So, should they continue making them, or should we just call it a day, stick with comics, because that's what's working right now?
No, I think they should continue.
Do you think it'll ruin franchises?
No.
No?
Nah.
I don't see how it will.
Nah, you got a grace period in Hollywood. Give it like 5
Mm-hmm.
years and you can just restart something. Unless you're Spider-Man and you can do it every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think once the first one hits, you're gonna see the market flooded, and there's gonna be your Disney who's gonna do them right, and then you're gonna see the Sonys, the Foxes.
Disney with Wreck-It Ralph was like, that was Disney and Pixar? That was Pixar.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is,
Is it Disney Pixar though?
Yeah.
like the comic book movies.
They kind of still keep them a bit separate. Disney owns Pixar,
But what I was trying to say is that the comic book movies have been done really well with Disney, and Fox and Sony are hit and miss.
they started them before Iron Man.
No, but I mean the one that
They were
actually
terrible.
was properly done. The first one was Iron Man,
Yes.
in my opinion.
But before then, was it Spider-Man or X-Men? What came first?
Spider-Man, I believe.
Sam Raimi's Spider-Man came first, and then he went to X-Men?
Yes. Well,
don't
Batman
know.
came first, but
Oh yeah,
True.
90s Batman.
And then you can
no,
argue...
70s.
Then you
Oh,
can,
yeah.
You can then
I'm
argue
thinking of my
Superman came
childhood.
first.
When did Superman movie come out? 60s?
I don't know.
It's
We're getting off
Christopher
topic
Reeves,
again.
right?
Yeah.
Well, no, back to the point is, I think we're just waiting for one movie to hit. One very good movie to kind of come in, set precedents to this is what needs to be, and everyone will follow suit.
Realize, stay closer to the source material. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know exactly what, but they're gonna learn from that first movie.
Yeah, that's just it. Is you need to break the ice.
What about God of War?
What do you mean, as a good?
A movie.
That's a movie. That's that video game question we talked about. Where what would be a popular game that would come out but be a bad movie? I think God of War would be the one.
He's very angry. I don't know how much depth this.
Like,
character.
you think they just, like, ruin it? They'd be bad? Or
Yeah, just because he's an angry guy and it's too mystical.
But I like where the new game's going,
That's
right?
where
With
what
his
I'm
kid?
thinking. Yeah, there's
I
a
like
bit of
that.
human element to him. Why he probably turned to begin.
I don't
with.
want to watch a movie of him just throwing his shit around. Like,
That-
I want to see...
It'd be hilarious. Though. Just like this angry dude, just like walking in places, just breaking everything.
But
like
that
Devil
movie-
May Cry, all this guy shooting nonstop, doing
Yeah.
backflips.
What I was going to say is this movie has a lot of the same elements as all of those comic book movies. What you can do is you start out Kratos or whatever his name was before. I don't know if he changed his name when he, I guess sold his soul to the gods.
We'll stick with Kratos.
Yeah, so once it's how Kratos became Kratos.
Right.
That is kind of like how Iron Man became Iron Man. All those the first movies of all the Marvel movies, personally, I think are usually the best ones. The origin story of
Except
how
for
the
Captain America.
I'm
The
not
first
sure.
movie was terrible.
It wasn't
I
liked
hated it.
it.
With Red Skull. I
Yeah, I
hated
liked
that
it.
movie.
Actually,
That was the one that I like turned away from. I didn't like it at all.
I thought it
Not
was
until the
pretty good.
second one with Winter Soldier. That was Captain
I was
America.
gonna say the first origin story that Marvel did that I liked the least was probably Doctor Strange.
I haven't seen that yet.
I liked it. I like the origin stories. That's
Yeah,
Right, I get what
origin
you're
stories
saying.
are usually
Yeah.
the best.
So Kratos, if they start with him, before he gets chained up and all that stuff, I think that would be a great story to tell.
Yeah,
It could be like a nice little trilogy, right? You go through before, and then you go through, all the stuff he's had to do, and then why he wants to break free, and then him actually breaking free from the chains, if you will, getting his redemption.
it's not a bad idea.
Part 2 would, the first part would be how he became. The second would be the whole, the all the wrongs that he's been doing that he needs to correct, and then the last one will be the correcting.
Yeah. I think one that I'd really like to see is Toe Jam and Earl. You
Wow,
remember
you're going old school
Yeah,
here.
you remember
Matt
that one?
probably doesn't even remember that one.
Okay, well, I'd like to see game movie of Arkanoid.
Yes, it makes no sense.
Don't be dumb.
I don't even remember Toe
Overwatch.
Jam and Earl other than the
You know
characters.
what? Overwatch would be one.
I think they have a movie of Overwatch.
Do they?
Might not be for kids, from what I hear.
They do probably have Overwatch.
Luke, that's right up your
Yeah.
alley. I'm
Overwatch
surprised you
porn?
don't know about it.
Overwatch porn,
You
right?
betcha.
Yeah, they
There's
have
a-
Overwatch porn.
Oh, so you're saying they
Yeah,
made a parody of the...
Yeah.
I
If
don't
if
know if
it's
it's a
popular,
pa-
porn will do it.
I don't know if it's a parody or if they actually tried.
I-
Maybe I think they tried to make a film.
But is there penetration?
Full penetration.
Yeah.
Then it's not an actual film. It's just pornography.
They
actually.
call it a film,
It's pornography.
but it's not parody.
Yeah,
it
get,
is.
You get to see the Helix rocket
I don't think it-
penetrate.
I don't think it was Blizzard going out like, okay, guys, we need to make a film.
I'm sure there was a blizzard at one point.
Oh, jeez.
I don't even know what that means.
You don't want to know.
You do. Don't act like you don't.
This
I
all
don't
has
know,
to get cut. Although this is
This is great.
hilarious.
This is gold.
Hold on. Are we talking about Dairy Queen Blizzards? Because I want one of them.
Just open the door. You can get a blizzard right now. A proper blizzard.
Why are there 6 men
Hold
hanging
on.
outside that door?
When the English say proper, it means proper. So what are you talking about?
A proper blizzard. It's snowing out there.
There's like 6 guys out there. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And they're looking at me, licking their lips. I don't know what that means.
We go, next time I'm coming for you. Coming for that cocktail fruit.
In all honesty, I don't know what the hell you're talking about with blizzard.
All right.
Is there an actual like Urban Dictionary definition for a blizzard, or are you guys just kind of putting 2 and 2 together with like?
No, I think Matt got what I.
Yeah.
Sorry, let's move on.
He said
I'm
blizzard.
interested, Ashton. Please.
He said blizzard, and I instantly,
Your mind was already there.
yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
like the Alaskan pipeline. Do you know what that is?
I've heard it before, and it's been washed out of my memory.
I'm gonna refresh all your memories.
Oh, thank you.
You take a poop,
Oh my god.
you freeze the poop, and then you used it as the dildo.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
The Alaskan pipeline.
Okay. So my thoughts.
This
Continue
podcast.
after that.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Rusty Trombone.
So when I look at how bad these movies are, you really, when you see these parodies, if you will, this Overwatch that you guys have just informed me about,
Yeah.
you wonder which is worse. You know what I mean? Like which has a worse plot? Is it the actual film, kind of like the Street Fighters, or the porn parodies of these movies?
Can I answer that?
Are you going to say the...
The actual movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
that.
Because they
Actually,
tried.
Yes, bingo.
They flat out tried
At the end,
and spent
failed,
lots of money
and
doing
failed.
And at the end, the acting is roughly the
this.
same.
Same. Yeah, and for most people, not as enjoyable.
Yeah.
That's also true. Oddly enough.
But to be
Yeah.
fair, they both kind of... Once you watch a couple minutes, you don't need to watch anymore, right?
Yeah, essentially, they
Fair
both
enough.
suck. One literally, and
Figuratively?
figuratively.
All right.
All right. So,
Well, you know what? I think I'm going to just kind of end it here and be gone gaming.
I'm going to stay here and talk with Matt about these adult films. So, Ashton, if you can leave us alone here.
All right.
No, to be fair though, we do hope, I think, as a collective group and as a video game community, that there will be good video game movies coming. It's
Yeah.
just when and if.
I'm hoping
I
The
don't
Last
think it's
of
an
Us.
if, it's when.
Yeah, I'm hoping for The Last of Us. I haven't heard anything about it. I think they've talked about it.
Is it
Like
in-
rumors.
Is there a plan for it at all? Does any
I'm
studio?
sure someone's trying to get their hands
I
on
heard
it. Someone's got the rights
Druckmann-
for it.
I heard Neil Druckmann was help writing it. Who helped
So-
write? He
so-
wrote The Last of Us, the game.
Yeah.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And on that note,
We are gone gaming.